What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the channel. Let's cut right to the chase. You're here because you're tired of guessing. You're tired of the mixed signals, the does she or doesn't she anxiety, and the fear of making a move only to find out you misread the entire situation. You've been told to look for the obvious. She laughs at your jokes, she plays with her hair, she makes eye contact. And that's all true. But it's also basic. It's the kind of advice that applies to everyone and no one. It doesn't account for shyness, for social awkwardness, or for the simple fact that some women are just friendly. What you need is the undeniable, the signal that cuts through the noise. The truth is, the single biggest tell isn't one of those obvious conscious actions. It's the unconscious ones. It's not what she projects, it's what she exposes. The most powerful psychological signal of attraction is vulnerability. And that vulnerability manifests in one specific, often missed category of touch. When a woman is genuinely, physically, and psychologically attracted to you, she will unconsciously touch the areas of her own body that are the most vulnerable. The this you're looking for isn't her hair, it's not her arm, it's her neck, her collarbone, and specifically, that little hollow at the base of her throat. This area is called the suprasternal notch. In psychological and evolutionary terms, this is one of the most vulnerable parts of the human body. It's unprotected, it's close to the carotid artery, and it's a kill zone in a fight. We are hardwired to protect this area. We shrug, we turn our chin down, we cover it when we feel threatened or stressed. But when she's around you and she feels that spark of attraction, something fascinating happens. That nervous energy, those butterflies, gets rerouted. She experiences a low-grade fight or flight response, but it's not from fear, it's from excitement. Her body needs to do something with that energy, so she engages in what psychologists call a pacifying behavior or auto-touch. She will lightly, almost unconsciously, stroke her own neck. She'll trace her collarbone. She'll rest her fingers in that suprasternal notch. She is, in that moment, simultaneously feeling a rush of nervous energy and unconsciously telling you that she feels safe enough around you to expose the most vulnerable part of herself. She is literally, non-verbally saying, "You make me nervous in a good way, and I trust you not to hurt me." It's a massive, massive tell. Now, don't just take my word for it. We're trying to build a community here of people who actually get this stuff. If you have ever seen this happen in real time, you're talking to a girl, the vibe is right, and you see her hand go to her neck, I want you to drop a yes in the comments right now. It's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. This same principle of pacifying touch extends to other things. It's not just her own body. Look at her hands. Is she touching an object as a proxy? This is called a displacement activity. Maybe she's slowly tracing the rim of her water glass, or she's fidgeting with her necklace, rolling a charm between her fingers, or she's clicking a pen open and closed. On their own, these actions just mean she's bored or fidgety, but you have to look at the cluster of signals. Is she fidgeting with her necklace while holding intense eye contact with you? Is she tracing the rim of her glass while her body is angled toward you, her feet pointed at you? That's the key. The action itself is just a symptom. The context is the diagnosis. She's channeling that electric, nervous energy into a safe, inanimate object. Her body wants to reach out and touch you, but social protocol, shyness, or fear of rejection says, no, not yet. So that energy gets displaced. It goes into the glass, the necklace, the pen. She's essentially touching you by proxy. It's a subconscious expression of a desire that she isn't ready to act on consciously. But let's say she is ready. This brings us to the next, more obvious this that people still misinterpret, the barrier test. This is the light, accidental touch to your arm, your shoulder, or your hand. Guys see this and they think, okay, she's friendly. No, this is rarely, if rarely, an accident. This is a calculated, often subconscious maneuver. It's a test, a ping. She is literally breaking the physical barrier between you for a split second to gauge your reaction. Think about it. When she laughs at your joke and she reaches out and taps your forearm, what happens? Do you flinch or pull away? Do you freeze up? Or do you accept it, smile, and maybe even lean in slightly? She is absorbing that data in milliseconds. A flinch means not interested or too soon. Freezing up means you made him awkward. But a relaxed, warm acceptance from you is a green light. It's her nonverbal way of asking, is this okay? Is this connection I'm feeling real? Can I enter your personal space? And how you respond tells her everything she needs to know. By the way, if you're getting value from this breakdown, do me a solid and hit that like button. It literally costs you nothing, and it tells the algorithm we're doing something right. We're trying to hit 1 million subscribers this year, and we can only do it with your help. So if you're not subbed, smash that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss what's coming next. Because the barrier test touch is just level 1. It's the gateway. The next level of touch is far more subtle and honestly far more powerful. This is where we move from casual liking to genuine desire. And this is where we have to bring in the work of people like Esther Perel, one of the world's leading therapists on intimacy and desire. Perel makes a critical distinction between love and desire. Love, she says, is built on safety, familiarity, and intimacy. It's about having. Desire, on the other hand, is built on mystery, distance, and otherness. It's about wanting. It's that electric pull you feel for someone who is separate from you, confident in their own skin, and has a world of their own. This is a crucial concept. So what does this have to do with touch? A woman can like you and touch your arm, but when she desires you, she will touch you in a completely different context. It's not when you're just talking to her. It's after she's been watching you. This is the key. Have you ever been in a group and you're telling a story you're passionate about, or you're explaining something you're an expert in? You're in your flow state. You're not focused on her, you're focused on your thing. You are, in that moment, completely other. You are separate, confident, and magnetic. After you finish, when the group's attention shifts, she'll find a moment to come to you and touch. It might be that same arm touch, but the context is what matters. She'll say, "That was amazing," and put her hand on your back. Or she'll just brush your shoulder as she passes. This touch is different. She is not just touching you, the guy she's talking to. She is touching you, the competent, passionate, separate individual she just observed. She's not just feeling like, she's feeling desire. She saw you in your element, and it triggered a powerful primal attraction. That touch is her way of closing the distance you created by being in your own world. It's her saying, "I see you, I'm drawn to that, and I want to be part of that." This is the kind of insight we're committed to bringing you. No fluff, just real, actionable psychology. If you know someone who needs to hear this, who is stuck in the friend zone guessing, share this video with them. It might be the one thing that changes the game for him. Now, we've covered self-touch, proxy touch, the barrier test touch, and the desire touch. But there is one final this that is the most powerful of all. It's the one that requires zero physical contact whatsoever, yet it is the most profound invasion of space. It's the one that, when it happens, you can be 99.9% certain that she is inviting you to make a move. This is the one most guys are completely blind to. We talked about the psychology of self-touch, like her hand on her neck as a sign of vulnerable attraction. We covered displacement activities, where she channels her energy into a glass or a necklace. We broke down the barrier test of her accidentally touching your arm and the desire touch that Esther Perel's work helps us understand, the one that happens after she sees you in your element. All of these are mission-critical signals. But now we have to talk about the final and most important, this. The single biggest, most undeniable signal a woman can give you that she wants you is when she touches your personal space. And I'm not talking about her hand on your arm. I'm talking about her entire body entering your intimate zone. Psychologists and anthropologists, starting with Edward T. Hall, have studied proxemics, the science of personal space. We all have these invisible bubbles around us. There's the public zone, 12 plus feet, for strangers. There's the social zone, 12 feet, for acquaintances and colleagues. There's the personal zone, 1.5, 4 feet, for good friends. And then there is the intimate zone. This is 0 to 18 inches. This tiny protected bubble is reserved only for close family, our children, and our romantic partners. It is a deeply vulnerable, highly guarded territory. You do not let just anyone into this space. When a stranger gets this close on a crowded subway, what do? You turtle. You pull in your shoulders, you avoid eye contact, you make yourself as small as possible. You are psychologically repelling them. So, what does it mean when a woman voluntarily and intentionally closes that gap? What does it mean when she touches that invisible 18-inch bubble? It means everything. This is the final this. It's not a body part, it's the air between you. Here's what it looks like in the real world. You're standing at a bar, talking. You're in the personal zone, maybe 3 feet apart. And as you're talking, she takes a small step forward. Now she's 2 feet away. Then she leans in to hear you, and her head is now 12 inches from yours. She has just breached the intimate zone. She has touched your space. Or you're sitting on a sofa that has plenty of room. She sits down, but instead of leaving a friendly cushion of space, she sits close enough that your legs are almost or are actually touching. That's not an accident. That is a conscious or subconscious choice to surrender her intimate zone to you and to enter yours. When a woman does this, she is non-verbally screaming at you. She is saying, I am comfortable with you in my most vulnerable space. I trust you. I am attracted to you. Please do something. She is giving you the clearest invitation a human being can give without using words. She is touching the this that matters most, your shared, intimate boundary. If this happens, if you're getting the vulnerable neck touch, the barrier tests, and she is closing the distance to enter your 0 to 18-inch intimate zone, it is no longer a question of if she likes you. The only question left is why you haven't made a move. This is the moment all the guesswork is gone. This is the green light. This is when you can, with confidence, reciprocate. You can escalate, you can lean in, you can lightly, respectfully touch her back, maybe a hand on her arm or the small of her back. You are accepting her invitation. And that brings us to the final test, reciprocity. All of this is a dance. A signal from her is an invitation. Your action is a response. How she responds to your response is the final confirmation. Let's say she's in your intimate zone and you make a small move. You touch her arm. Does she lean into the touch? Does she smile? Does she, a few moments later, touch you back? That's it. That's the closed loop. That's mutual confirmed attraction. But if you do that and she leans away or she flinches, you stop immediately. You misread something. You respect the boundary. But 9 times out of 10, if all the signals we've talked about today are there, you won't be met with rejection. You'll be met with reciprocation. So let's recap the hierarchy. You're looking for clusters. The vulnerability touch. Her touching her own vulnerable spots like her neck or collarbone. This is her saying, you make me nervously excited and I trust you. The proxy touch. Her channeling that energy into an object like a wine glass while holding eye contact. This is her saying, I want to touch you, but I'll touch this instead. The barrier test, the accidental tap on your arm. This is her asking, is your space open for me? The desire touch, the touch that comes after she's seen you in your flow state. This is her saying, I don't just like you, I want you. The intimate zone touch, the most powerful. Her moving her entire body to within 18 inches of you. This is her saying, I am here, I am open, the invitation is on the table. If you've been seeing these signs but have been too afraid to act, I want you to make a promise to yourself. The next time you see this, the next time you see that clear, undeniable cluster of signals, especially the intimate zone touch, you're going to act. You're going to respectfully and confidently escalate. Because the truth is, psychology and reading body language are useless if they're just academic. They're tools, and they're meant to be used to build the connections you actually want. The signals are there for a reason. They're waiting for you to see them. Now you can. That's all we've got for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.